Hey, yo, what's up, traders? All right, today we are red, unfortunately. Mistimed the trade and took a little bit of a loss, 5%, nothing to run home crying about, but that sucks because I had the right idea, but the wrong timing, which happens. So let's go over the trade. Let's go over what my mindset was this morning and break down what I did, what I could have done better, and just improve the next day. So SXTP was pretty much our leading gapper for the day. It was making some nice moves. Um, I'll go here and pull it up so the chart's a little bit bigger. So we're gonna look at the 1 minute chart. I was watching it back here on this wedge it was forming. You look at the 5 minute chart a little bit better. I drew out this wedge and I was watching it from here. Um, when I saw this break retest, I almost punched it here, but what I was looking at was all these topping tails on the 5 minute chart. I was like, all right, this thing's probably going to push back to high days. So if I got in around under 3, you know, maybe I'm looking to get 30 cents, which, is about 10% on the trade. So the trade idea was fine. Risk to reward was decent. But I just wasn't convinced on it. There wasn't news yet. You had these topping tails. I just did not want to take it. And yeah, it made a nice move from like $3 to $4, so almost $1 share. So after that happened, I was like, all right, this thing has enough range on it to trade. Um, and I kept just watching it throughout the day. Um, so it finished that move. I didn't get FOMO and trade this crap here. I just was watching it, made a nice pullback to VWAP. Um, and then it bounced off VWAP, and I was like, all right, I doubt it's going to bounce all the way back to high days. So I didn't trade this because I had no conviction. I was like, that's, MACD super red. It's just, to me, that's not a setup that I'm willing to take. It curls, it bounces here, and I'm like, what is going on? Why is this thing so strong? It has no news. And actually news was released at 8 a.m. or like 8:02. So this 8:02 bounce was when actual news was released. So it made all this move without any news, and then news was finally released at 8 o'clock. And now I'm trying to dial in on a setup or an entry on this thing, and news is it's popping up. It's right under resistance, and it's doing these tails, and I'm like, man, I don't want to get up here at resistance, enter so dang high, and then for whatever reason it can't break and it dumps on me. So I'm like, it looked like this. It was kind of extended off the 1 minute. It was right by resistance, and I was just hesitating. I was a little worried that it was not going to break out. Lo and behold, it breaks out. Um, and this is what it looked like on the 15-second chart. It popped, it pulled back, it popped, and like this price action isn't convincing, and then it actually gets going. So I missed that move as well. So now I've missed two moves. Getting a little getting a little FOMO, getting a little frustrated, trying not to let that decide how I'm gonna trade. So two leg ups I missed, and then this consolidation is where I finally decided to trade. I was watching the volume on this pullback. Volume looked good. In WeBull, it doesn't show like the 8 a.m. volume kind of throws the volume all off, but if we kind of like hide that, I can show you what the volume looked like during this consolidation. So you have higher volume on the leg up. On the pullback, you're getting, or yeah, I guess it's a pullback. Consolidation, you're getting um, some larger volume red candles, but overall it's kind of drying up. So you got decreasing volume on this pullback. And my entry was right here on this candle. I got in pretty high as well, so I usually like to get in lower around support, but on a consolidation, I'm looking for a break of that consolidation, and I got in right at 494 on this candle. Um, which was the new 5-minute candle. It was at 820, which was this. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was this candle. I don't think that's right. I think I got in on this candle. Yeah, I think it was this candle. It just wanted to dip one. It wanted to dip down one last time to retest that 9 EMA. So I mistimed it by 3 minutes. So it popped up. I got in expecting it to go. And since I got in high, I wasn't able to hold for the retest of the 9 EMA and then the push higher. This is a reason why I hate trying to enter at breakout levels, because it messes up my risk to reward. It just messes up my risk management altogether. Like if I can get in closer to the 20 EMA on a 5-minute setup, the 20 EMA on the 1-minute chart usually should hold on a 5-minute setup. If the 20 EMA on the 1-minute chart holds and it allows a 9 EMA to catch up here, that's the best 5-minute setup. And it did that just fine. I got in high, and that's the price you pay for getting in high. Now, if this just went on this candle, it's no big deal. You know, it would have went and made this move that I was actually looking for. But it didn't. It pulled back, and I got out pretty much like at the bottom of this candle here. The bottom of this candle is 463. I got out at 468, so I pretty much got out at the bottom. Well, it was my max loss. My max loss on it was 5%. I usually don't even like to hold that long. I was trying to just hold on just a little bit to see if it'll bounce and hold. But that was my max loss. I just had to get out. I can't take a loss bigger than 5%. Usually my losses are 2 to 3%, so I'm already going past my rules by holding a little bit too long. I had conviction this was going to work. Unfortunately, my entry's high, so that's the price you pay. So, you know, you get the bounce on the 15-second chart. What it was doing was, this is what I was kind of watching on the 15-second chart. You had this pullback, you had the declining resistance line. It broke that resistance line. It retested it, popped up, it retested it. This was my entry because I'm like, here we go. It's holding it. And I thought we were going, nope, I wanted to get down to it one last time and then curl back up and go. So um, it's just a mistiming. It's unfortunate because this would have been a nice, this went up over $1 share. So obviously I would have held throughout this whole move, but it didn't really give us a reason to sell. If you look at I maybe would have sold some here at 550, held the rest for this little micro pullback, and then sold more up here around 6, maybe held a runner for the break of 6. It's usually what I like to do, exit in 3 chunks. So it would have been a real nice winner, but instead I'm down 5%. So it happens, you know, it sucks, but it happens. It's not the end of my trading career. It's not the end of my account. It's simply one loss. Um, so that's how I ended my day. I took my full buying power in the setup because obviously the stock was strong. I liked the setup. It just was timing. What I could have done better was I could have waited for the retest of the 9 EMA. You know, this is what I was looking at. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong chart. This was what I was looking at. The 9 EMA was still extended when I took my entry. So I didn't want to miss the move because when it goes, it goes. So, but if I waited a little bit longer, obviously for that one last retest for the 9 EMA to catch up, I would have timed it better. Um, you know, trading's so nuanced. It's tough when you're in the moment. And you see this green candle form. You know, you're gonna take it. Unfortunately, I've become liquidity here, and when I dip down, other people got my profit or got my money, not my profit. So that's that. And trying to think out what I could have done better, but honestly, I think just maybe trying to enter a bit lower so you know you have more room for play on these consolidations. But I don't know. I thought my entry was fine. It is what it is. So that's where I stand today. I'm in a little bit of drawdown from this week. Monday was a holiday. Tuesday I had a loser and then a winner, so I ended green. Yesterday was the day where I didn't have much time to trade. Today I had more time to trade, and I took a little bit of a loser, so no problem. Tomorrow I gotta be careful. I do not want another red day tomorrow. I'm in drawdown now, so I'm gonna be extra careful. Take the best setups. If there is one, maybe only trade with half my buying power. And then next week I gotta come out stronger. Finish this month strong because with that loss I'm only at 12% on the month. So I'm not gonna obviously hit my 40% goal. That's 10% a week. I was hoping to have a green today, so I would have been up around 20%, and then if I could have got around a 10% week this week, I would have at least been at 30% for the week, but or for the month. But I'm still green on the month. Um, Minor setback, but if we end this next week strong, I'll still be at like 20%, maybe a little bit more since the market's hot. We'll see how it goes, but that's where I'm sitting right now. Sucks, but it's no big deal. Come back from it. Always do. It's just drawdown. It's name of the game. I think the biggest thing in drawdown is don't let it affect you so much where you dig a deeper hole. And this is what a lot of newer traders do. They think like a loss or drawdown is invalidating their skill to trade, but it's just how it goes. It's not, you don't need to define yourself because you took a loss. Like, am I a bad trader because I took a loss here? No. Is there room for me to improve? Yeah. Is it at the end of the world? No. Could I potentially just make that money back tomorrow if I catch a nice winner tomorrow and take a five, if I take half my buying power and get a 10% winner, I'm back to break even. So never let a losing day or red day mess up your following day. When you're in drawdown, you need to not dig a deeper hole. You just need to slowly climb out of the drawdown and get back to break even. Once you're back to your all-time highs on your account, then you can, get a little more aggressive. But tomorrow I'm just going to be very careful. I don't have another red day, especially since it's a Friday. As you guys can see, my history on Fridays, not so great. So I got to be careful tomorrow. That's the game plan tomorrow. We'll see how it turns out. But yeah, I hope you guys Had a good dating trade day today trading, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day.